Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. Today is actually a day that I have been fearing and looking forward to for a long time. I am, as the title says, going to get facial fillers, okay. Most of you guys probably know that I've never had anything done to my face, and honestly I've probably always been a little bit like skeptical and maybe even a little bit judgmental about fillers. I don't know why, I don't know where it comes from, but I think it's just like how normalized it is now to have stuff done to your face, and I felt like now I have big silicone boobs, so I cannot be judgmental about something that so many of my friends, so many of my colleagues does. So today I'm actually collaborating with the hospital that also did my breast implants, and the concept is going to be feminizing a face with facial fillers. So I do quite like my face already. I feel like I look weird today. Also, I dyed my hair dark. I have mentioned in my videos before that one thing I would like to try and get done at some point was my nose, because I don't actually like my, sorry, I just have a new roommate, so our apartment is a little bit messy. I don't necessarily like my brow bone. I feel like that's a little bit too protruding. So I don't like my brow bone. From the side, I feel like it's a little bit too much, like it's a little bit too protruding. So what I always really wanted to try was getting this part of my face filled out. And I also don't like my chin because it's so weak from the side. Plus I feel like it's a little bit too chubby. So those are two things that I really wanted to try. And also two things that I think will feminize my face. I'm still really scared. I can't believe that I'm gonna go through with this because I hate needles and I hate injections. But you gotta suffer for beauty, I guess. I think the doctor will also maybe put a little bit of filler in my forehead, and I think she will also lift my cheekbones a little bit. Plus, I think maybe jawline, and I'm not sure about the lips. I'm really skeptical about the lips because I do like my natural lips, but I think it would be kind of cool to have like, to at least try it once. I'm very much the kind of person that wants to try most things at least once. At least I'm open to that, and I think for me to have an honest opinion about facial fillers and my experience, this is something that I just kind of feel like trying. Oh my god, I can't believe that this is happening now. As I said, I am super afraid of needles, so I'm actually bringing my really good friend Camilla so she can be there with me and help me film, just to make me a little bit more comfortable, because I do think it's gonna be quite scary and I hope it's not gonna hurt too much. So let's go, I guess. Den er meget flad. Ja, så det jeg gerne vil, det var at få den herude. Den er længere end det her, det gør sådan. Og så tænker jeg faktisk også, vi skal jo ikke gøre den kæbe lidt bredere, men vi skal posere lidt. Den er også flad. Ja, den er flad. Ja. Og så skal der lidt mere volumen i kindbenene. Det er også fint. Og næsen. Og næsen. Og så skal vi have... Vi snakker også om lidt her tændinger til at løfte. For det går sådan, men det går også lidt ind her, føler jeg. Præcis. Ja. Og det at man lægger i her, det er både for at udjævne det der, men det løfter også en lille smule øjenbryn her. Og det er også det feminine. Ja. At det lige bliver løftet, og det er så meget lige, og det lige bliver løftet med klips. Ej, jeg bliver spændt. Det jeg siger til dig, at det er det mærker næsten. Det er også meget lukket. Jeg håber, du kan bruge noget af det her. Jeg er jo altså ikke vant. Ja, det er sådan der. Det. Ja. Og det er også mere bare, det var mere på grund af også vinduet, ikke? Jo. Ligesom. Sådan der. Og så får vi sådan. Ej, du er meget smuk. Nej, men bare sådan, altså i forhold til situationen, så er det bare lige at kigge på filmen. Du er sød, tak. Jeg er så glad for, at du er her. Ej, det var faktisk ikke så slemt. Ej, vel? Jeg kan ikke lide den der følelse på lidt. Nej, det er underligt fornemmelse. So the first thing we did was inject the Botox into my chewing muscle, which will sort of make it retract itself a little bit and make my cheekbones look a little bit more poppin'. And I'm really glad we started with this because it actually wasn't painful at all. You barely felt this, and I am just really pleased that this is what we started doing. Next we did the cheekbones, which was kind of a funny thing because this is actually filler, so you can feel the skin sort of like crunching a little bit, which was a strange and unusual feeling, but you really get used to it fast. It's not super uncomfortable, it just gets a little bit tight and then you're basically done.
Det gør du virkelig. Altså jeg er sådan en...
The biggest change was my chin, because she put 2.4 milliliters in my chin to sort of reshape that entire part of my face. This is also why I got a little bit sensitive throughout the day, because there was so much filler put in. But in the end, I feel like she really feminized my face by doing that. Now I'm just plucking off an eyelash from her face. She applied the filler from a few different angles, which it wasn't painful because I feel like I got a little bit numb after a while. You can also see my extensions, which is beautiful, beautiful. But I was really excited about the chin, because that's something I've been wanting for so long, and she did just such a good job making it a lot more shaped. I did expect the pain to be a lot worse, but when I was laying there I felt so comfortable and I had my friend with me, so it was actually a really good experience. And finally we did my nose. She injected on like the deepest point of my nose to sort of fill out that area, lift my nose and minimize my brow bone. This was a tiny bit painful, but I mean, I feel like everything was completely bearable. She had to sort of pinch it in place afterwards, which was a weird experience, but and finally we did the temples of the face, I guess it's called, and it was bleeding. That was really uncomfortable because she had to press really hard down on my skin. But I feel like that really lifted my eyebrows, so I was super happy with that as well. I had never thought of that. This is the first time before and after. You can see I'm quite swollen there. I'm done. My nose, it feels like it's wet. And my chin, it feels like I have water on my face. But it went well. Oh my god, I look so strange. So we're just having a little bit of an iced coffee in the sun before going to work. And yeah, I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like in a few days. I can't stop doing this all the time. Hey. Hello, it is I, future Saline, coming from the future to tell you guys that I had some major technical difficulties with the SD card that I used to fill my 1 and 2 week checkup things with my filler, which I should have known because it belonged to someone that I used to date, and I should have just known that it was useless anyway. This first time around getting the fillers done, I was kind of worried about the pain, but I'm also very optimistic, so I decided that it's gonna be perfectly fine to go to work, which I did for like 7 or 8 hours. After leaving the cafe where we had the iced coffees, I could feel that my, like especially my nose and my chin was a little bit swollen. It felt strange because it was like something was inside of my face. But I wasn't really sore, nothing hurt too bad until like 6 hours into my workday. I got so sore from speaking and smiling that I could barely like open my mouth. And I work with customers and I have a resting bitch face, so I must have looked so uncomfortable that day. Because we did so much filler in my chin, I think that's why I should have just gone home and rested. So if you get your chin done as much as I did, I would recommend just taking the day off to just like be quiet, sit still. I went out with Camilla after work just to have some food and I could barely open. We had these like, I think it was like a wrap or like a burrito or something, and I could barely open my mouth, so it was not good. Besides that, my nose really swelled up. I think again from like speaking and moving my face too much. So when we left the restaurant, I looked like I was growing a little horn here, but luckily that was gone like the next day. I wanted to show you guys this little snap video from when I went into work. So you can see that I'm not wearing makeup and that my face is quite swollen. And the next day I just felt a little bit of sensitivity. I wasn't in any pain at all. I think I just sort of strained my face by speaking and smiling too much the first day. This is how my face looked on the second day with like full makeup, no problems. I'm obviously still a little bit swollen, and I got a bruise right on my chin, which you can also see in the clip. But considering how much filler was put into my face, I was really surprised that I have no more bruising and that the swelling was so like minimal as it actually was. As I mentioned, I was quite skeptical because I'd never tried anything like this before, but it all just really went super well. I had no issues. I didn't even notice the swelling after a few days, so my face must have reacted to the filler pretty well. I went to my best friend's place on the second or third day, and I kept talking to her being like, could you please notice the changes? And she just didn't notice anything, and we've been friends for like 12, 13 years. So only my friends who know about fillers and who know about the project that I went into noticed the small changes, which I was super happy about. So the plan was to wait a month and then go back to the clinic, which is the upcoming clip that you will see now. Good morning, guys. Why do I look like an egghead? We are about to go into Nygaard, is that how you say it in English? To touch up the filler that I got done a month ago. So I'm very excited. I was so nervous last time, but today I'm just so excited to get my cheeks plumped up again. And I have Camilla with me.
Hello.
Hello.
Looks so pale as fuck.
I think that's just because she's sitting next to me.
No, I think it's because I'm pale.
Okay. So we just had some croissants, because that's a new ritual before getting fillers done apparently. And yeah, we will film when we get there. The second time around we decided to do Botox in the chewing muscles again, just to make it a little bit more intense. It takes a while for it to work, so that's why we decided to do a little touch up on that. I was so much more comfortable this time.
Var det ubehageligt?
Jeg synes faktisk Botox er det der gør mindst ondt. Ja, det gør det meget. I'm just mentioning that Botox is what hurts the least. And it's also the only place I got Botox, right there in the chewing muscles. We also touched up the nose just to make that area a little bit more flat and just to keep the filler in for a little bit longer. I know I'm speaking Danish, guys, but I'm basically just saying that I shouldn't have gone to work, but that I love the way that it ended up looking. Ooh. I also really expected all of this to be such a painful experience, but it was just so fascinating to see all of this after getting it done.
Ej, den næste er så flot.
Ja, det er flot.
Jo.
Men jeg tror også, der var mange ting, som du gjorde sidste gang, som jeg slet ikke havde tænkt på, som jeg bare havde været så glad for efterfølgende. Det kunne jeg faktisk mærke et stykke tid efter, når jeg bliver sådan...
Ja, så kan man godt mærke, det og det vilde med.
Er hagen så færdig nu?
Hagen er færdig.
Wow.
Jeg elsker den hage. Ja, jeg elsker den næse. And lastly, we touched up the cheekbones again, because I mean, I got kind of obsessed with this treatment. It looks so insane looking at it now, like, but it actually didn't hurt at all. I think it was more the expectations that it would hurt that scared me a little bit the first time around. But then when you feel comfortable and you tried it before, it was really no problem at all. You can see I'm laying very still and yeah, just feel kind of comfortable. Ooh, I look like a ghost face. So we just got done putting in the filler. So we topped up the cheekbones. Hello! And the nose, just right up here. And then the chin. And it went super fast. I'm so happy. Oh, and we got some, we put some more Botox in the muscle here, just to make that a little bit more defined. So I'm so excited to see the results in like a week or two from now. It has been a few days since I got my fillers put in, and as you guys can see, there are no like bruising, no more swelling. This time around it was a little bit easier because we didn't put as much in, especially on the chin, because last time when we put the filler in, we put like 2.4 milliliters in, so she basically changed the shape of my entire chin. And now I just feel like it looks so natural. I've had only a little bit of swelling the day after, but everything now just feels normal. Everything feels quite soft, even the nose, because that was a little bit like hard right up here the first day or two. But now it looks fine. I'm super excited. I'm so happy. a lot of my colleagues and friends have complimented because they noticed a small difference, just that like everything had been touched up a little bit. I'm just super excited that Berit, the doctor, she just really knows what she's doing. And just looking at my face now, I'm just so happy with the outcome. Obviously it takes a week or two before the filler is not swollen anymore. So I think I will give you guys a little update when 1 week has passed, and then if everything looks normal and perfect, I will give you guys the final update, somewhere more neutral. I was just filming a makeup tutorial now, so that's why it's like this. Bloop. Hello. Ooh. I was too lazy to put up my actual tripod, so I'm filming on a candle holder. Wow. So back to future Saline, which is a few weeks, like a month later. Our filler project has come to an end. It has been a very good experience for me. I really was so skeptical about fillers, and I was skeptical about needles. I was afraid that it was gonna hurt. I was afraid that I was gonna look kind of crazy. But I feel like I have newfound respect for people who actually spend their money and time on doing this. A little disclaimer is by no means just because I tried this out does it mean that you have to do it as well. This is a personal choice, something that I felt I could learn from and become a little bit more accepting. This is a very common thing in my industry, and now I know for sure what I feel about fillers, and it's yeah, I'm so happy that I did this. One thing that I appreciate a lot is that I don't feel like I look super different to people meeting me now. If I tell someone that I have had fillers on my face, they are kind of surprised because I don't look like I've had something done. I think a good reason for that is that I didn't touch my lips, because as you saw in the first part of the video, I did actually have the numbing cream on and we were gonna do the lips. But when I got, so we basically the first time around, we did my cheekbones. So I got 0.6 milliliters in each cheekbone. We did 2.4 milliliters in my chin, 0.6 in my nose, and 0.3 on the temples. Plus, which I have never thought about, I don't necessarily love this part of my face when I smile and move it too much. So the doctor suggested putting in a little bit of filler just right beside my nostrils to sort of lift this area. And we put in 0.3 milliliters in there as well. The second time around, we only touched the cheekbones, the nose, and the chin. Plus, of course, the Botox and this sort of like chewing muscle right there. And I really felt like after getting the chin and the nose and the cheekbones, my face was lifted enough so that I didn't need my lips done. I think I would have looked a lot more faked had I put something in my lips. But of course, that's a look that some people enjoy. I personally, I prefer my natural lips. So I'm happy now that we're over the project that I didn't put anything in my lips. Plus, I think actually the lips are what hurts the most. I think for me, the first time around, what hurt the most was just right beside the nostrils here, because you really feel it in your gums, and that was quite uncomfortable. I just loved the way that it changed my face and sort of lifted this area a little bit. That was also one of the only things I really noticed for quite a while after. The chin felt normal very, very shortly after I got that done. And I think when she injected me here, just to fill out this space, that hurt a little bit as well because it's again close to the gums. I feel like the mouth area is very sensitive. The temples did hurt a little bit as well because she had to put a lot of pressure. I think she did one injection on each side and then she pressed that into the skin, and that was a little bit sore as well. Now that the filler has sort of melted into my face, I think it just gives you a very natural look. I can definitely tell that my face looks a lot more slim and a lot more defined. I think that must be the Botox and the chewing muscles, plus that she changed basically the shape of my chin. While editing this video, I also noticed that when looking, I think I probably still have it a little bit, but I had like a little double chin. And although I have lost weight since starting this project, I feel like my chin has just sort of hidden my double chin a little bit. So when you look at my face, you know, straight forward, I think it looks a little bit more V-shaped. I just really enjoyed the final results. And I really love the way that my cheekbones sort of curve now. If I were to go have anything else done, I probably would go and get my cheekbones did again, because I just love that look. Like, this clip is just haunting me because my cheekbones look so sculpted. But I'm happy that she didn't go overboard, because I know with myself that I would not have enjoyed looking super fake. And I think what I'm left with now after 2 rounds of filler is just a lot more of that. I mean, my face looks more sculpted, but it doesn't look super fake or unnatural. And also from the side, my nose is just a little bit more smooth. I don't really feel like I have that bump anymore. which is something that I enjoy a lot. Here are some photos that are after first time and after second time, so that you can sort of see what happened to my face. So yeah, all in all, I went into this kind of skeptical and a little bit nervous, and it's just been such a good experience. I'm so happy I tried this out because now I know what people are talking about. Plus, for me, the sort of concept of feminizing a face for like trans women without having to do anything like surgical is also quite interesting, because it's a good way for you to see sort of the results that you would like. This isn't invasive in any way, and it sort of dissolves itself slowly. So even if you do something that you don't necessarily love, it will sort of dissolve itself after a while, and you can even go in and get it dissolved if you are very unhappy with it. So the concept of feminizing a face with fillers, I'm super happy I did this. I've been looking forward to this since February, I think, and now it is over, and I tried something new this year, and I'm very happy I did. The clinic that I go to and work with are just amazing. I recommend them with all my heart, and I'm so happy that you guys always contact me about breast implants and fillers, because I really enjoy speaking to you about these things, especially because I know that this clinic will give you a really good experience and you'll feel super comfortable. I guess that is basically my feminizing my face with filler project over. If you guys still have any questions, leave them down below and I will get back to you. I'll also put as much information about this in the description down below, so you can check it out if there's anything I missed. I'll also leave how much filler I got put in to wear, so that if you guys are interested, it will all be for you down there. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with me, because sometimes I am very inactive on the YouTubes, like the past 6 months, which is kind of embarrassing, but it's been a tragic year, to be honest. I do already have a few videos coming up for you, so hopefully my hiatus will be over now. I'm definitely excited to post this video for you guys, and I will speak to you very soon.